Hello everyone, welcome back to Rap Creative Academy. So today we are looking at Adobe Photoshop saving and export settings. So Adobe Photoshop export settings are crucial for optimizing your workflow and ensuring your images are saved in the right format, size, and quality for intended use. So we are going to start with the primary export methods. We have the quick export and export as. So before we look at this, let's look at the saving outside of file. So we've literally seen this in the previous video that we did in an overview of the software. So let's look at saving and the saving options. So we have save. We have save. This saves a file as a project file, PSD format. It saves like this PSD file. So let's look at save as. So save as gives us an option of changing the name to something different, changing the file type to Photoshop PDF, PSB, and TIF. TIF is high quality image file format, good for print. So gives us an option of changing the name and the type. Then we have save as a copy. So save as a copy saves the file name in its original name and just puts a word copy. So let us look at the primary export methods. So the primary export methods include quick export as PNG. This is option 1. So quick export as is designed for speed and simplicity. It uses predefined settings from export preferences, and it gives you the option of exporting as PNG as quick as possible. So we told you, in one of our previous videos, we looked at file formats, and PNG is one of the nice quality file format, but without backgrounds. Yeah, it saves pictures without backgrounds. So this, you can access it, the quick export, you can access it this way, or still you can go to layers. Let's go to layers. Let's pick out anything here. Let's pick out this, right click and go to quick export as PNG. That's another option. So then option 2, export as. So export as provides granular control over the export process. It allows you to fine-tune settings like format, file format. You can change this to JPEG, PNG, or GIF. It allows you to adjust the quality, the dimensions, canvas size, and metadata if you want to put copyright on your work or not, and changing the color space before you export. So this is the preferred method when you need precise control, especially for print or complex web assets. So configuring the export preferences, you can define the default behaviors for both quick export and export as in the export preferences panel. You'll come to edit preferences, go to export, then you can change to the format that you want to do and include the transparency, the metadata, and say use legacy export as, or still you can access it through file, export preferences. Still, this will bring you this mini window where you can adjust your export settings and make them as default. Then we have another option of export layers to files. So what this basically does, it exports every single layer into a separate file. So you're going to come to destination, choose, give them a name, then browse the folder where you're supposed to set them, then say OK. So after that, you're going to choose the file type that you want to save each and everything in. Then choose the quality as well and say run. So when you check in that folder, you will have each of these layers separately exported as a JPEG file. Then the last option is to export a video from Photoshop. So let's first get a video file. So let's get this into Photoshop and drop it here. Just give it some time to open. So when it opens, video files always have to be with a timeline. So in this case, Photoshop opens for you a timeline, and you can play and pause your video file. Yeah, it's a little bit heavy, but we shall just hover through that timeline in order to see our video file here. So now, if I want to render this video out of Photoshop after editing, of course, I'm going to go to File, then I come to Export, render video, then select our destination folder. So we'll leave Adobe Media Encoder as our renderer. Then you can also change the format of the video. Yeah, in this case we'll go with MP4, which is H264, and video presets, settings, and size. So there's a lot that you can change here when it comes to video, frame rates, field orders, and all that. So as soon as you're done, then you say render.